नहीं ये नहीं आ रहा है. That's what I'm saying. ये नहीं आ रहा है.
Stop here, no? Hello. Hi guys. I apologize for the late commencement of the session. My name is Bhaumik Patel, and I'm a registered migration agent at Aussizz Group Canningal. Well, this session is for the question that you can ask me. The session itself named as Ask Aussizz, and I'm privileged that I've got this opportunity to answer your queries. I think my first query is from Harpreet Kaur. Yes, Harpreet, please tell me, how can I help? I think Harpreet is still writing the question. In the meantime, I've got this gentleman named called Vinay, and he would like to know if he can lodge an EOI without skill assessment. Well, Vinay, unfortunately, you cannot lodge an EOI without skill assessment, but you can draft your EOI without skill assessment, but you cannot submit it because it's not going to make any sense. So, well, you need to have a skill assessment in order to lodge your EOI. The next question, yeah, here we go. Harpreet Kaur, can we go to India after applying nomination if we have a visa? Okay, Harpreet. So I believe you said that you have a visa. I mean, you possibly would have got some sort of a temporary visa, which is still valid. And you meant to say that if your nomination, which could be the state nomination or the employer-sponsored visa nomination, in process, yeah, absolutely, you can go as long as you have a valid visa and you are going and coming back within the validity of your visa. So that should not be a problem. Now moving forward with Faisal. Faisal, what are the changes for a student visa after July? All right, okay. So for the student visa holder, the changes are that before 30th of June 2023, you guys are qualified to work unlimited hours. However, as soon as the July commences, which is the 1st of July, you are only qualified to work 24 hours a week and 48 hours a fortnight. During your school holidays, you can work unlimited hours though, but this does not apply to those people who are working in the aged care sector, and that settings will remain there for people who are working in the aged care sector until December 2023. The new arrangement for those people as well will come later at the end of the year. Now, moving forward with another question from Neha. Are we expecting WA invitation round this month? Neha, unfortunately, we don't have a very clear information yet, but yes, I can tell you that I had a word with the state migration team, and I have asked them that if they are running the invitation round this month itself. However, they said that they are not very sure yet, but I believe it will possibly not happen. But as I said, nobody is very clear about it. So if it happened, all the best to everybody, you know. But I'm sorry, I don't know the very precise answer for that question. Dev, so this gentleman would like to know what is the requirement of an Australian visitor visa. All right, okay, Dev, the visitor visa requirements are pretty standard, and the question itself is, I mean, it's very comprehensive, so I cannot explain you in my live session, but what I can suggest you is that I'll leave my email address here in the chat box. You can email it to me and I'll send you a list of requirements for a tourist visa. Tourist visa requirement can be, you know, like a common requirement is standard for everybody, but it depends on the candidate to candidate, right? So I'll give you that information via email. Alka, hi Bhaumik, can you provide information regarding 491 visa information in New South Wales? Yes, Alka. So 491 state nomination in New South Wales has got two pathway. Pathway one has a stream A and stream B, and the pathway two is itself. So the current state nomination program for NSW is closed, and we are all waiting for the new financial year to commence and the new quota to be added, and then only we can take these things forward, and then obviously we can help you with the new requirement of the 491 visa through NSW state nomination program. So, well, you can keep an eye on our social media pages, or you can drop an email to me or my colleagues in nearest office, and we can assist you with your 491 state nomination query. All right. Furthermore, Akriti. So Akriti is saying that any chances that next year cutoff will go to 189, 190 up to 70, 75 for offshore candidate. Okay. All right. So first of all, see, the cutoff for 189 and 190 is different, right? And when we talk about such occupation, the ANSCO which you have given me is computer network and system engineer. For that, I would say that this is the information we have it. It says that the department is going to have a more quota allocation for IT occupation, and if that happen from the new financial year, then obviously the new more invitations, and technically the invitation round could happen with a less point as well. However, this depends on the allocation of the exact number for IT industry. Other than that, for 190, there are a range of requirements for offshore candidates. So I think we should wait for the new information to come forward in the new financial year for offshore candidates, and then we can guide you. But yeah, you will possibly looking at a good chance to migrate to Australia with this occupation. That's for sure. Jagandeep Singh, 75 points, including state skill assessment in computer network engineer. What are the chances for 491 WA Schedule 2? Jagan. So if you are applying your application through WA state nomination under a Schedule 2 and a 491 subclass, then there are a range of things that you should be able to consider before you expect the invitation to happen. So for example, if you are having a 75 points, if your occupation is in a Schedule 2, and if you are meeting all the other requirements and currently living in Western Australia, then your chances of getting invitations are very high compared to high points with location in another state is difficult. So if you are living in Melbourne and expecting, then it might be a little bit difficult. But if you are living in WA, then you are improving your chances. So this is the answer for you, my friend. But the chances are good, yes, because WA state is going to have a bigger quota for the next financial year. And obviously, it will cater a lot more invitations than what we had this financial year. Further, what are the changes in 485 visa after June 30th? Okay, so there are so many changes coming for a 485 visa. So the first change is the people who are going to apply for a 485 visa, and if they are qualified graduate from that required skill list, then they will be qualified to have a 485 visa from 3 years to 5 years and 4 years to 6 years and more. So that's the one thing. The second thing is that the people who are holder of a 485 visa and applying for the extension, and if they have studied from that particular stream, then they are qualified for the extension pathway of another 2 years through a 408 visa category. Other than that, there are some more information that I should be able to give you if you drop an email to me or my colleague, and we'll share some more insight of 485 visa information. What are my chances for motor mechanic? Okay, so this gentleman, Maninder Chauhan, is asking me, what are my chances for motor mechanic on 70 points for 189, 75 points for 190, currently in Victoria? Okay, Maninder. So, see, 189, I mean, I have seen invitation happen of some trade occupations for 189 with very less point. However, that is depends on the federal government, that how much quota they are going to allocate for motor mechanic for the next financial year. Number one. Number two, how many invitations they are going to run through for the next financial year for some occupations. So I cannot be very accurate here to give you a very clear information about the 70 points for 189. But yes, for 190, I'm very clear that Victoria State is obviously having a very great migration plan for the people who are currently living in Victoria, who have studied in Victoria, who are currently working in their own field. Yes, they are having a good chance to be invited for the skill visa, either a 190 or a 491. But to have more clarification for the particular occupation, I would recommend you to go and visit one of our nearest office in Victoria, and they'll be able to give you more clarification. I have got COVID visa a few days ago. Harpreet, great. So if you are already having a COVID visa, which is a 408 visa, and you're traveling overseas, no problem at all. So you can have a great trip. On the website, it mentioned different. We can eventually apply for. Okay, Vinay Bhatia, your question is very detailed. Your website, it mentioned that the delegate minister will now accept a suitable skill assessment. No. So there are two different things, Vinay. So see, let's say, for example, if your UI was in a queue, you submitted with the skill assessment information. When you are invited to apply for the visa, and you just realize that within that 60 days of the visa application, you got to know that your application of EOI, which you have submitted, that skill assessment which is expired, then the department has given the time, and they considered this, that if you can obtain a new skill assessment within that 60 days period, then they will consider that. Okay, so that's two different things. You can't mix it with the changes. Okay. Yeah, I'm completely aware of this Thapa versus minister as well. So thank you for putting it forward though. All right, Sagar Patel, can I work full-time after finish study? I already lodged 190 visa in last month. My student visa expires end of October this year. Sagar, see, if your course is not in session, and if your course is completed, if you've already applied for 190 visa, then you are qualified to apply, work more hours, no problem. Can lesser operation come programmer job after going to Australia and visiting visa? Laser operator come programmer? Laser operator, CNC laser operator? I don't think so, Anand. The CNC operator is considered under programmer. Programmer is more of a IT base, my friend. So I'm sorry, but yeah, it doesn't look like it will fall unless you have some specification in the duties, but I don't think so. Salman, I have done MS from Norway, and I have an experience of 3 years as an accountant. I have given my IELTS, which is 877. Should I go for immigration to Australia? Well, Salman, see, going for immigration to Australia is an individual choice. I cannot comment on that. But yes, your qualification and the IELTS test sounds appropriate to me, and it looks like you can organize a detailed consultation via team meeting with one of our migration agent, and we'll be able to assist you to see if you're qualified or not. Ken Lu, what do you think the processing time is for subclass 189 that was lodged after 25th of May 2023 invitation round? Okay, so processing time is very depends on occupation these days, because I have noticed that a normal processing time for such occupation called registered nurse and some health practitioner is way faster than any other occupation. I mean, I've seen nurses, they've got their PR in about month or less than that. However, the rest of the people, like very general occupation, the average processing time, which is public processing time, is about 5 months max, 5 or 7 months max. Satinder Singh Dhaliwal, any update for 189 grant December round? Any update for 189 grant December round? Okay, so if I have understood your question correct, then you mean to say that the people who have lodged their 189, sorry, the people who have lodged their 189 or invited in 189 for December 2022, any update for 189 grant? Yeah, so if they have got the visa grant or not, right? As I said, my friend, some occupation which is current demand of the industry, they've got it. Yes, we have got, but for some occupation there are some delay in this process. 75 points including state skill assessment in computer network engineer. What are the chances for 491 WA? I think, Jagan, I have already answered your question, so I believe I'll move forward with the next one. However, if you still want to have a clarification, please feel free to email it to me on Bhaumik at Aussizz Group, and I'll be able to help you. Bhaumik at aussizzgroup.com. I'll leave it in comment. Navjot, any comment for 408 visa? My partner in overseas. Yes, Navjot. Well, see, 408 visa, usually the extension, the COVID extension 408 visa is for those people who are currently here in onshore and they can apply as a main applicant. But for the secondary applicant, yes, there is a provision for a subsequent entrant, and you can apply for your wife dependent visa. So consult your, sorry guys, I'll have to change a little bit in my email address. I think we've just missed the group part. So Bhaumik at aussizzgroup.com. I'll just comment it again. Yeah, so for 408, yeah, you can definitely apply for a subsequent entrant for your partner. And please consult one of the nearest office and my colleague, or if you contact me, I can help you with it. Okay, so now I'll move forward. Okay, oh my God, the comments are everywhere. Okay, sorry guys, I'll try my best to help you with all your questions, but let's see how we go. So here we go. So I'm done with Navjot. Now I'm with Amin. Full-time casual job is valid for 190 visa eligibility. I think your question is not giving me more information. So I would say you need to give me some more information. Otherwise, I can't answer your question, my friend. Jitu, Australian migration concentrating for onshore candidates who are on TR, whether 482, 491 subclass. What about offshore candidates? Are they getting nomination from 190? Absolutely, my friend. See, the criteria for onshore and offshore are different for some states for a 491 and 190, but that does not mean that they are not inviting offshore candidates. I mean, New South Wales, we have been doing offshore applications for New South Wales, for so long. And the people who are eligible for it, we are just getting a state nomination approval and we are applying for this 190 and 491 visa. So I completely agree that the department has got a fair situation for onshore and offshore. For you, I would be able to give you more information, but if you could drop an email to me with more information about your profile. Alka, you appreciated my comment. Thank you for that. Satish, any opportunities in accountant, taxation, or import-export? I think your question is not having enough information, Satish. I won't be able to help you. You can paraphrase and give me some more information, or you can contact me via email and I'll be able to assist you. Shaika Banu, can students studying in Australia having a subclass 500 invite parent and sibling on a visit visa? What are the requirements if yes? Oh yes, absolutely. You can always invite your parents on a tourist visa to come and visit you, and obviously your siblings as well. There is no restrictions that you cannot apply for your parents and siblings. However, the requirements are very different. So siblings, they are very young age and they're considered as a high risk candidate for a tourist visa. But I mean, it's a case-by-case assessment, Saika Banu, and I can't give you like 100% clarity on the base of the information what you've given me. So if you want to know whether you are having all the information and the documentation for your parents and siblings to apply for the visitor visa, you can definitely contact me via email and I'll be able to assist you more in detail. Hi, I did apply in RDA Far South Coast, but I don't receive invitation because I did pay before 16th. So I about wait for invitation. Okay, so Parth, you mean to say that you've applied for the state nomination before 16th and South Coast, but I don't receive invitations. Okay, if you have made the application before it got closed, then you can call them and ask them, or I mean, if you have applied through a consultant, then you can ask your consultant to find out exactly what went wrong, because we always have such situations, and I believe that your consultant must have faced a similar situation. He can contact the relevant department, or you can go and visit our nearest office, and my team will be able to help you. Maninder Chauhan, what are my chances for motor mechanic on 70? I think I've answered your question, my friend. Raj Kaki, is there any update about 190189491 invitation WA? Raj, as I said, WA state is not possibly going to run the invitation round for this financial year, which is about to finish now. And but I can promise you, I can assure you that the quota for next financial year is going to be better and bigger than what we currently have in this financial year, and this is going to cater more people for 190 and 491. Hence, your chances of getting invitations are going to be higher, unless the occupation goes off the book. But that's not going to happen, man. So don't worry. All right, Aussizz, hi Bhaumik, in below condition, I got it. Will it be blocked to submit UI? 189, 190 invitation to where I'm staying in NSW. If no social work experience and only degree from India is there, again, not a single day experience there, only BSW and MSW degree in from India. Aussizz, you are saying that whether you're qualified for 189, 190. See, to apply for an UI for a 189, as long as you have a skill assessment, as long as you have got minimum points, which is a 65 points, and as long as your occupation is in medium and long-term list, there is no block to apply for a 189. I mean, you can definitely apply for your UI for a 189. For a 190, depends on the requirement of individual state, and I would suggest you the same thing, that you should also wait after you should also wait for the new changes to come up, and then consider your NSW or any other state. So you can stay in touch with me, Aussizz. I'll help you, and yeah, if you're qualified for any of the state, not only NSW but any of the state, I'll be able to help you. Okay. What about pending 489? I think the question is very fair. All pending 489s are getting through. I have got pretty much 80% of 489 backlog cleared in last month. So I believe that the department is moving, and they are very, very much clear about the concern people have for 489. So Sheikh, all the best, man. You will have it. Suzanne, may I know what is the process to apply for a spouse visa when we have a 491 visa? Okay, my fiance has a 491 visa granted, and we plan to get married this August. All right, okay, Suzanne. So there is a visa called a 491 subsequent entrant visa. That's for your partner. So as soon as you are married, you are qualified to apply for the subsequent entrant visa for your partner. And to process the visa, the requirements are very standard. We have to establish the relationship documents, the health assessment, the character assessment. And to have more clear, detailed idea, you can drop me an email or contact one of my teammates nearby. And yeah, we'll be able to assist you for the visa. It's very straightforward, so don't stress. We can help you easily. No problem. Second question is, what are the action on my UI should I do for I get new visa with a new sponsor for my 482 work visa? I think Aussizz, your question is very difficult to understand whether it is for a skilled visa or for a 482 TSS. So can you paraphrase it or just drop an email to me on my email, and then I'll be able to help you in a personal way. Okay. Abdul, is Masters of Social Work good choice for PR? Abdul, this is absolutely great idea. If you have already secured the admission, then I would suggest you to stick with the plan and continue, do it. If you are done with your Masters of Social Work, you will not regret for your migration, for sure. All right, Ramandeep Chetha. Ian, enroll nurse, chances for 190 in Victoria in upcoming area? I mean, okay, so see, as long as you are living in Victoria, as long as you are meeting the requirement of the occupation, and as long as the occupation stays in the occupation list for Victoria, then there is no issue to be invited for 190. However, the minimum points and the minimum requirement for to minimum requirement to submit an ROI and your UI, you need to speak to one of our consultant, or you can contact me as well. Parth Patel, my student visa expires on August, so I'll possible to apply COVID visa. Okay, so Parth, if your student visa is expiring on August 2023 this year, if you are saying that, and if you are saying that you want to apply for COVID visa, then number one, if you are qualified for a 485, you go with the 485. If you're not qualified for 485, then you can apply for a 408 visa right before, within the 90 days before your visa expired. So you can do it even tomorrow if you want, man. You can contact me or my colleague and we'll be able to help you with that. Suzanne, okay, again, Suzanne, what would be the best way for me to join him in Australia as soon as possible after our marriage? 491 subsequent entrance, Suzanne. That's the best way, that's the quickest way, and that will not go wrong if your application is presented well, if your application has met all the criteria before it is being submitted. So to have more clarity, you can contact me or you can contact my colleagues nearby offices and we'll help you. Full-time casual, I think I've answered that. Manpreet Singh, I have microbiologist assessment and 65 points. Any chance for invitation? Microbiologist, okay. For you, let me just quickly check the last invitation round, because I believe the 189, we did have. The answer for you is this, microbiologist. Okay, so last round there were no invitation for microbiologist, but if you are living in Australia, then microbiologists are qualified for so many other visa options. I think the state nomination is open pretty much everywhere other than a few states. So I believe you should stick to your plan, and if you need any more clarification, then you can consult one of our team and we'll be able to help you, Manpreet. Drop me an email as well, Manpreet. I'll send you a lot of information about your occupation migration pathway. Lodge 491 last October and still waiting. Okay. All right, Mohammed, I can certainly understand. Well, 491, these days the 491s are processing faster than what it used to be. But obviously, due to this end of the financial year, the things are getting very slow, and obviously we are having some delay in the visa grant, but it will come through. If everything is well, then it will come through. Don't stress. Righty. Abdul Mazid. Hi, what are the chances in Canberra for 491 in 65 points, as well as NSW for 190, 65 points? Okay, so Abdul, see, having a 65 points that can only meet the minimum threshold requirement, but that does not guarantee that you will be invited to apply for your state nomination of a 190. Okay, So I would personally suggest that having a consideration of 491 is better. And if you are having a 465 points for a 491, then it is impossible that you would meet the criteria for a 190. So you need to check your points again. And if you do not understand, you can consult professionals. We have office in Canberra as well. You can visit my colleagues there, and they'll be help you exactly to understand the 65 points requirement for both Canberra and NSW. Or you can email me. I'll send you information. Is there any update for 491 invitation round Victoria? No, Jalak. The invitation rounds are closed for Victoria as well for this financial year. We are aiming that they will all resume by the next financial year, but obviously we'll all have to wait for that. Hi, how do someone know that the case officer has been appointed? Okay, so only Leo, to answer your question, if the case officer has been appointed and if he has been assessing your application, then there would be two scenarios. One, if he is having all the documents that he need to make a decision, he would make a decision on your application. If he need more clarification or further information on your case, then he would always request you. And when they request you, then only we can make a confirmation that, okay, well, your case officer has been appointed and he's looking into your application. But if he doesn't require anything, then you won't understand that your case officer was appointed, but you would still get the visa grant. Do you understand? So do not stress for that. Sorry guys. Yeah, so only Leo, I'm very sure you got the answer. If you have not got any clarity, you can email it to me and I'll get back to you. Replying to Abdul Majid Khan, I think I have, my friend. In Masters of Information Technology, without reference letter, can we apply for electronic engineer skill assessment? I have the other document. Without reference letter, okay, see, to apply for the skill assessment as an electronics engineer, the assessing body is Engineers Australia. And to be very clear about the requirement of the Engineers Australia, the Engineers Australia is looking for 4 years of engineering degree. And the Engineers Australia is looking for a computer in English and a CDR along with a CPD and a summary statement. The work experience letter is not mandatory to have it, but yes, if you have displayed any of the project, they are based on your work experience, then yes, you need to obtain a work experience letter and submit it to your case officer for Engineers Australia. But that can be submitted later as well. If you don't have it handy, it's fine. You can submit your application and submit that later. I mean, submit that employment part later. Okay, Dev Prajapati. Hello, I'm studying Masters of Laboratory Medicine. Okay, what's the future pathway? All right, okay, see, Masters of Laboratory Medicine. So Dev, if your master's degree is accredited by the AIMS is the assessing body for medical laboratory scientist. And if you are meeting all the requirement of AIMS and if your qualification is accredited, then you will be able to get your assessment as a medical laboratory scientist. And your position to have a 189, 190, and 491 are pretty great. I failed to get mechanical engineer skill assessment, got rejected because my professor in India will not acknowledge my project. And now I'm planning to study advanced diploma of civil draft person. Is there any problem with the bachelor's and master's study point when I apply as civil engineering draft person? Okay, see, to have a point, the highest point, imagine if you have done a diploma level qualification in Australia, but the highest qualification you have from your own country is a bachelor's or a higher degree. And if they are considered as a same level as Australian qualification framework, then even though if you have done a diploma here, you are still qualified to claim 15 points of your bachelor's degree, which you have done overseas. So I think, Suraj, in your case is the same thing. It should not be a problem. Okay, so Irfan, will be any invitation round for this month? Irfan, I've said already that the invitation round most probably won't happen for this month, man. I'm sorry, but yeah, this is what it is. Sales marketing demanded occupation. Sales and marketing demanded occupation. Usually these occupations are not very high in demand. since long time, guys. And some of the occupations, for example, this marketing specialist or sales and marketing manager. So there are two different things. People are always confused with it. The sales and marketing manager is assessed by IML, whereas the marketing executive or marketing specialist, they are assessed by VETASYS. So there are some state nomination available for these occupations, but before that, the skill assessment is mandatory. So Shabaz, I would suggest you to consult one of our team and understand the whole scenario in detail. How about the family visa plus I-36 visa has been lodged already? How do I know if I have been appointed a case officer? Can they grant visa without? Yeah, possible. Well, see, the family visa, they are a long queue, my friend, long queue. So if your officer is assigned and appointed, then he will definitely request you something, one or the other. So you hang there, you will get the information. Software engineer, onshore, and 95 points for 189 and 100 points for 190. Any chances? Yeah, great chances, Agni. Just stick to the decision, my friend. You will get there. How is the chances for PR of a restaurant manager? Okay, so hospitality industry is one of the critical industry according to the most recent survey, and it looks like the cafe and restaurant manager will remain in demand in Western Australia. And if it does remain in demand in Western Australia, then the chances of getting PR with a cafe or restaurant manager occupation is brilliant, guys. You can't go wrong. Just get your assessment and everything else sorted, and should be fine, my friend. Pragash, can I get 491 visa with visa for civil engineering technician with 65 points? Okay, so Pragasi, 491 visa with a civil engineering technician with 65 points. The question is very general, but to answer your questions, I need a lot more detail. So how about if you drop me an email and I'll give you more clarification on that. Mehtab, how can we get job in Australia? Okay, Mehtab, I'm not a recruitment consultant, but I can still try to answer your questions. To apply for a job, man, you need to have a resume. You can apply through all those live platform, seek.com, career1.com, job active, and all those things, Indeed and all. But in the meantime, you can also speak to all your friends. You can have some more social network. And then I think you should be able to sort this out, man. For IT, for automation expert, see, I think for specialized skill, which is automation and all, if you have got all the skill set and the required knowledge of the automation, then there are so many jobs in mining sector in Western Australia. You can do a bit of research and you'll be able to get something. Read core. Okay, so any chances for round for no? That's not going to happen for this financial year. It's clearly said no. Sir, what is the right time to apply for RRV? As soon as the visa date is over or before leaving Australia? What is the right time to apply for RRV? The visa date is over or before? Well, see, you should, if your travel facility is expiring, then you should renew it before you organize a travel facility, right? RRV only takes about 24 hours to be renewed. So just get it done. Yeah, Samir, I got it. Any chance for private tutor? Any chance for 491 private tutor with 70 points for Victoria? Okay, so let me check private tutor. No, does not look like that occupation is currently there. But you should wait for the new financial year to commence and have a new invitation round to happen. Sorry, I mean a new financial year to commence and new quota to be released, and that will obviously help us to have some more information about the occupation and all, and we can guide you. So hang there, just wait. All right, I mean, I think I have answered the question. Full-time casual job is valid for 190 eligibility in Queensland. think 190 visa need minimum 6 month experience in field job. So casual job is valid. I don't have any permanent job. Okay. Casual job. I mean, see, if you are working casual, then you don't get those benefits like the leave and the other entitlement, and hence the employment contract does not meet the minimum eligibility criteria. But how about if you drop me an email and I'll ring them tomorrow morning and explain your scenario, and then I'll get back to you. So I mean, Vora, you can drop me an email and I can help you with that, or you can visit my Brisbane office and they'll be able to help you there as well. Only, okay, Vanita, how long do you approximately for June application of a 143 visa through Aussie Group? Okay, Vanita. So the current application, what we are having in a queue, which is being assessed by the assessor, is September 2016. But the good news for you is that the department have got a more allocation for the parent visa quota than what we had last year. And that will definitely help us to expedite some applications, and that will help more parent to get the parent visa. But yeah, just stay there. We'll be in touch with you as soon as we have some update from the department. So don't stress. Respected sir, I have a small question. Can you please help me in that? I don't think so. Your question is very small, my friend. This is the biggest question I can see so far. But okay, 2.5 years, but I've... All right, okay, see, I'll give you a better idea, okay? This is for Farhan. Farhan, can you please drop me an email, my friend? Drop me an email with the same situation and I'll get back to you. Trust me, I will. Wasim Ahmed, got my nomination approved for 491. I'm unsure. Can I include in my visa application my wife and children who are offshore? Okay, Wasim. So if you have always declared that you have a family, you have a wife, and you have a children, and they are currently offshore and you're onshore, then absolutely no problem to add them in your visa application. If you are onshore, you get the bridging visa. If they're offshore, they don't get the bridging visa. Other than that, everything else will remain the same. If you get the 491 visa, they'll get the 491 visa. However, obviously, they have to meet the medical and character assessment requirement, though. But absolutely no problem. So you are clear with that. Lokraj, okay, sir, study visa. Lokraj, what does that mean, my friend? Study visa? I mean, you mean to say you want to apply for a study visa? I can guess that this is the question. If that, then yeah, there are a range of situations that can be taken in a consideration to give you idea whether you are qualified or not. So be more specific in your questions or email it to me, please. Kunal, what is the pathway for PR after 482 subclass? Can you please help? Yes, Kunal. So after a 482 TSS visa, the pathway for PR is going to be 186 under the transitional, the TRT stream. And the TRT stream requires that you must complete your 2 years of experience with the same employer who got you a 482, and then apply your 186 TRT with the same employer and have a nomination, then apply for the visa. So to have more information about it, you can consult one of our migration agent. Pratiksha Parmar, why 189 visa grant stop after Easter? Yes, that's exactly, I have also felt, Pratiksha. There are a range of reason. But obviously we are not having like 100% clear information from the department that why. Okay, so but I think they if you have noticed the amount of visa, the amount of people have been invited for 189 visa, the same amount of people have been applying the visa. So I think the department is not able to cater this many visa applications at the same time. But obviously I mean we have seen that the backlog is always a priority for the department, and they always try their best to clear first, then take the new application in. So you should be able to get soon. when we can expect 491 flying instructor invitation. Okay, all right. So is there something special in a flying instructor? Because flying instructor or any other occupation, the 491 visa works in a two-way, right? One is through federal migration plan under a relative sponsor stream, which I believe your occupation is not under the 491 relative sponsor visa category, but obviously through the state, yes. So for the state nomination, there are range of requirement for the state in order to meet the requirement of your occupation. Hence, I would suggest that you should send me an email and we'll identify whether you are eligible for any particular state in the next month onward in the new quota, and then we'll take it from there. If you hold a Medicare card, yeah, as long as you are insured, it shouldn't be a problem. Same time for 491 visa grant for civil engineer, new financial year, it will reduce to, yes, it is expected. Yeah, the time frame will reduce. Nafisa, the certificate 3 in kitchen management lead to chef skill assessment? Definitely not. You need minimum certificate 4 in hospitality and commercial cookery in order to be qualified for the skill assessment of chef. What are the chances to obtain a position as a flying instructor at Western Australia? Okay, so I think the flying instructor is not in 190, but yes, it is in a 491. And in order to apply for, 491 visa through W state nomination, you need to go through the expression of interest and then be selected by the state and then have a state nomination invitation. If you are invited, you apply for the state nomination, get it approved, and then you will be invited to apply for the 491 visa from the Department of Immigration. Then you can apply for the visa. However, you want to know more clear about whether you are qualified for a WA state nomination or not. Let me just check that for you in a minute. WA state nomination, flying instructor, and there we go. So flying instructor is not a very handy occupation because we don't have many flying instructor here. And therefore, I'm just taking a 30-second or less to give you information if your occupation is there or not. Okay. So here we go. Line instructor 26. 1 second. Two, three. I just need to know whether that occupation. Yep, brilliant. Okay, so your occupation is in both stream, the under a graduate work stream. Sorry, the graduate occupation list as well as general occupation list. Therefore, you're qualified to submit your expression of interest. You can contact me via email, and I'll be able to help you with that. So that's for Anura. Okay, now I'm moving forward with Mridul. So I'm Aussizz. I'm from marine background, currently doing advanced diploma in maritime operation masters. My course is going to finish this October. So what are the options for my PR? Okay, I think this marine science, the most important part here is that you need to understand whether your occupation is in demand or not. And if your occupation is in demand, then what are the requirements of this skill assessment of that occupation? And then only you'll be able to understand whether you're qualified for PR or not. I think you should book a consultation with one of our consultant, and they'll be able to look into this. Or you can email it to me, Mike. 186 visa waiting time. 186 visa direct entry has about 6 to 10 months. For onshore, offshore might take a bit longer. 186 TRT, that's just happening in about 3 to 6 months of time. However, it is very much case by case. So Navjot, depends on the case, my friend. But mostly what I just said is the correct trend. Does studying certificate 3 in kitchen? I think I've answered that. It does not. Sukhpinder, telecommunication network planner 189, 85 points. See, telecommunication network planners have been invited with 65 points for 189 when the invitation round happened with a large number of invite. But then later on, they did not invite many people. Hence, the points just went up. So just stick to the plan. See if any other alternatives are there for your occupations. But in the meantime, just keep an eye on this. The quota is going to be better and bigger, and that will possibly help to get more invitations for 189. So yeah, the chances are there, definitely there. Okay, all right. So I have pretty much covered all of you, but let me see if I've missed anybody. Okay, yep, I think I have answered all of your questions. And yeah, my detail is also there in the chat box, guys. So you can contact me for any of the process or any of the clarification that I've made here. And yeah, I'll be able to help you. Okay, there are some more questions, guys. I've got another 10 minutes. I'll see if I can cater some more clients. So Irfan, if I study certificate 3 in kitchen management leading to diploma of hospitality, will I be eligible for 485 visa? Okay, Irfan. So certificate 3 in kitchen management, if that covers the commercial cookery unit and the diploma of hospitality is also meet the minimum criteria requirement, and all together, if you are having 2-year study and qualified for the provisional skill assessment, then yeah, you will possibly be able to apply for a 485. But I think when you say certificate 3 in kitchen management, I need to put some more efforts and lights to see the units. So you can contact me or you can contact my colleague to have some more clarification. Venkatesh, hi sir, I have 75 points for analyst programmer for 189 and 80 for 1SW. Any chance for me, sir? Again, as I said, Venkat, that IT is going to be one of the target sector for the department for the federal migration plan for 189. And if they allocate more seats for the IT related occupation, then yes, definitely you will have a good chance. But I would not recommend you to stick to only one part, which is 189. You should also look for 190 and NSW as well as in other state when you're eligible for. For more information for NSW, we'll have to wait for the new list to come out, new requirement to come out, and then we can assist you more in detail. Saurabh, hello, computer network engineer with 75 points, including state onshore for WA. Thanks. Okay, so if you are living in WA, Saurabh, and if you're having a 75 points, and if you are having a skill assessment as a network engineer, then yes, you have a brilliant chance. If you're living in the state, you still have a chance. But again, as I said, the people who are living in WA have more chance than the people who are living in interstate. So consider that. Even though the points are higher being in interstate, that's still not compete with the people who are currently in Western Australia and have less point. Okay. Nitesh Shah, Venkat, no problem, my friend. Nitesh Shah, how can we get PR with telecommunication course? See, telecommunication course means I need to have some more information, Nitesh. When you say telecommunication course, then I assume that you're talking about a diploma of IT and advanced diploma in telecommunication network planning, right? So if that is the case, then your occupation will be telecommunication network planner, and the occupation is assessed by Engineers Australia under either a CDR pathway or accredited pathway. That depends on your qualifications. And yeah, the occupation itself is under the medium and long-term list. So far, yes, it is there. And the chances of you to get PR under that pathway, yeah, you have a chance, my friend. Yeah. Next round for WA, well, we were hoping that it would happen this month, but it's not going to happen. So, well, next round will be depends on the quota. When as soon as the department will have a quota, they will be announcing the invitation round information. So, sort of keep an eye, stay in touch. We'll be able to help. Which one will be better, diploma in telecommunication or diploma in construction design? I think okay. So because I'm on 4 or 5. Oh, okay. You're asking me if you do. I would say you do a advanced diploma of civil draft person instead of doing this construction design. Sir, invitation round क्यों नहीं हो रहे? Okay. Similar invitation rounds are not happening because the this is the end of the financial year and there are a range of reasons department may not be able to conduct the round because they don't want to create any misconcept at the end of the financial year. So yes, it is all in progress. Everything will be even bigger and better. So do not stress, just stay tuned, you will get that. Nitish, yes, my genuine suggestion to you is it going to be 1 year course or see, advanced diploma of civil draft person is for 2 years, my friend. A 1 year course is not accredited, so I wouldn't recommend that. It's a 2 years course. There is no 1 year course. So yeah. Okay, great. Alrighty, guys. Thank you very much for listening, and please accept my apology if I have not answered all the questions. But I've tried. I've tried to answer every one of you. But if I missed it, then as I said, I have left my email address in the chat box. You can definitely contact me, and I'll be able to help you. And I will surely help you guys. And if you want to visit one of my nearest office in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Adelaide, or here in Western Australia, then you can contact us, and all my colleagues, all the registered migration agent, they'll be able to assist you with all the information, whatever we have discussed. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us, and thank you so much for trusting Aussizz Group. And we are always thankful and grateful to all of you for your great support. Have a great evening and have a beautiful weekend. All the best, guys.